Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, world. We're back. We're better than ever. We're back for Ball Don't Lie. Starkey, what episode are we at?
I believe this is 48.
Oh, we're two away. That's right, yeah. We're two away from the old 50 show spectacular.
Yeah, I believe this is the Jimmy Johnson episode.
Or Todd Hainbrake. He was a running back for the Cowboys back during the dark years. And Moose Johnson.
Yeah, how can we forget Moose?
Folks, we have a great show. A lot happened. A lot of heartbreak happened the past 24 hours. A lot of expectations were not met. We had a busy week in the past week. I put down about 1,000 miles in a weekend. Not fun, but it was worth it. It was worth it. Let's just jump into it. Starkey, I think the entire world was excited yesterday. You had the Cinderella team. Great story. First year coach. Quarterback had a great story. He had a heart transplant 3 years ago. Got injured next year. Lost his starting job. Started the season as a backup. And then led his team to a one-loss team record all year.
Yep.
Going against Goliath. The Georgia Bulldogs and the 25-year-old Stinson Bennett. As soon as I saw the game start, I had the Grizzlies going. I had the game going on my TV. I had my kid in my lap, rocking her to sleep, and I had Grizzlies pregame on my tablet. And then I flip-flopped once 7 o'clock hit. Well, I'm watching the game, first drive, I'm like, oh gosh, this is going to be a bad disaster.
Oh,
and I think going into it, both of us thought that it's going to be I thought it was going to be a shootout.
Oh, I did too. Absolutely, I did.
Like, I hammered the over on points. I was like, this game is going to be a bloodbath. Just no team plays defense. Georgia has to play defense the past 2 games.
No.
You're like, okay. And first drive, you're like, okay, TCU, that's not bad. False start, first play game. It's not a great way. Punt it. Georgia moves down the field with ease. Stinson Bennett, 25-yard touchdown.
Yep.
And then you see a fumble by TCU in the next drive. You're like, oh gosh. And then they get it at 10-7 Georgia. I'm like, okay, they're in it. Well, that was the last time they were in the game.
And then the wheels fell off.
So I have here, I found it on Facebook. It was the drives for Georgia. The final score, folks, was 65-7.
Okay, I'd forgotten they didn't reach the 70 mark. I thought they did for some reason.
So this is Georgia had the ball 12 times. Touchdown, field goal, touchdown, 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 touchdown. Oh my gosh, their punter got some action. He punted it in the second half. Touchdown, 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 into the game. 9 out of your 12 possessions ended in a touchdown.
That's ridiculous. That is absolutely wild.
Max Duggan couldn't even get the ball off. He was getting sacked. The offensive line was getting obliterated.
Oh, it was Swiss cheese all night long.
It literally gave me vibes of the 2012 national championship game of Notre Dame and Alabama. Notre Dame's offense had the best defense versus Alabama. They can this defense lead, shut them out. It was like that game, except it was the number 1 defense versus number 1 offense. And this one wasn't the same stats, but I had vibes of this game is terrible. I quit watching when it got to 17-7.
Yeah, I think that's when a lot of people quit watching because at that point they knew it was over.
It sucks because everybody wanted TCU to win. I was wearing my dad's shirt from the 70s.
Yeah.
The worst thing is you saw the number 1 player on the field for TCU Mr. Quentin Johnson was literally taken out of the ballgame.
Yeah,
Remember, folks, he's going to be a top 10 draft pick, more than likely. He has a great chance to be wide receiver one taken. Starkey, do you have any receiving yards he had?
I'm going to say it was under 50.
It was under 10.
Ooh.
He had one receiving yard for 3 yards, or one reception for 3 yards. He was only targeted 3 times. So I know people are saying. I know that. Remember the phrases "suck for Tua," "suck for luck."
Yeah.
How about suck? Can we get one going for suck for Brock Bowers?
Yeah, whoever gets Bowers is getting an absolute animal. I dare say he will be better in the pros than Fitz has been so far.
Dude, Brock Bowers is going to probably be a wide receiver. I could see him being a wide receiver.
Yes.
Yeah. What's the thing? They got Donnell Washington, number 0. He's 6'7", 260 pounds, and runs a 4.5 40.
Yeah.
And can block and can catch, but when you have Brock Bowers, dude, what else do you need?
The dude is a mismatched nightmare.
And here's the funny thing: Brock Bowers wasn't even the top ranked tight end in his recruiting class. He was number 3.
Yeah.
The guy in front of him finally got to play. He was a backup this year at Clemson, and the guy, this number 2, has been injured his entire time at Nebraska.
That's sad.
So, yeah, last night, I think everybody quit watching halfway through the game. Or like within the second quarter, you're like, yeah, I'm done. I was done. Was watching the Grizzlies playing a great game against San Antonio. Shouldn't have been a great game, but
we'll get into that in a minute.
So continue on with college football. Georgia's next year's schedule, they're opening up as the favorite to win at minus 130. Starkey, 11 out of Georgia's next regular season opponents for next year had 5 or more losses. The only one was Tennessee.
That's crazy. That's just wild to me.
I mean, dude, their schedule is going to be a cakewalk.
Yes.
And
they're going to roll right through it again.
UT Martin, Ball State, South Carolina, UAB, at Auburn, Kentucky, at Vanderbilt, which is pretty much at Georgia. They got the world's greatest cocktail party with Florida in Jacksonville, Missouri, Ole Miss, at Knoxville, at Tennessee, which is at Knoxville, and then at Georgia Tech. I don't care who the quarterback is, dude. With the weapons they got and the weapons they're getting in the transfer portal, they got Rod Thomas and Lovett from Missouri or Mississippi State and Missouri respectively. The two top SEC recruiting or SEC wide receiver from their teams. And they got Brock Bowers returning for his junior year.
Yeah.
And they got that running back that scored 2 touchdowns from Mississippi. He's a freshman. And here's the thing. Their defense just going to retool.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They have a chance to be the first team to win they'll be one of the first teams, I think, ever to win a three-peat. And I think they have a good chance to be the first team to have back-to-back defensive linemen taken number 1 overall.
I can see that.
So, I have a trivia for you. So, Stetson Bennett joined an elite group last night. He's now the 4th quarterback to win back-to-back national championships during the FBS era.
Mm-hmm.
Who are the other 3?
I saw the stat last night.
2 of them should be easy.
Matt Leinart.
Matt Leinart, yes.
Tebow
did not win back-to-back. There was a gap. Remember his Heisman Trophy year in 2007, they went 9-4.
Okay.
Keep thinking SEC, though.
Yeah. It's Stetson. Matt Leinart. Bryce? No. Bryce only won one. Hang on. Give me a second. Sorry.
One of them is gonna be very. You're gonna be mad. You're gonna be very mad. You don't know one of these.
Yeah, I literally saw this last night. Now I'm drawing a blank.
Do you need help?
Yeah, I'm using a lifeline.
I'll give you the easy one. I'll give you okay. One quarterback. The team is now in the Big Ten, and they just got a new coach this year from the NFL.
Okay.
This quarterback did not have an NFL career.
Yeah, thinking Nebraska. I'm drawing a blank on the Nebraska QBs.
Tommy Frazier.
Okay, yeah, he was the more obscure one. I didn't know as much.
Who's the other guy you're missing? You're missing one more.
I know.
Mussenberger got in trouble for talking about his girlfriend.
AJ McCarron.
AJ McCarron back to back.
Back to back at Bama, yes. I'd forgotten about old McCarron.
Okay. So, in the game, it was actually the game also was the worst loss in college football FBS history since the FBS became a thing in 1978. Nebraska, Florida in '95, led by Tommy Frazier. They won by 38 points. USC, Oklahoma in 2004, led by Matt Leinart. It was 36-point differential. Florida and Florida State, led by Danny Wolfel. They were only a 3.5-point favorite. They won by 32. And then the other one was the 2012 and 2020 national championship games by 28 points was both Bama over Notre Dame and Ohio State.
Yeah.
Oh, so moving on to college football real fast, we do have one more note for you. Jimbo Fisher is now the first ever coach in college football history to finish the season unranked 3 times after starting in the AP preseason top 6 3 years in a row. The man's just making $90 million doing that.
It's ridiculous.
Where can I get the bag like that?
Oh, I know. Right. Yeah, I mean, they're throwing all this money around. There has to be some sort of position open somewhere that we can even just audition for.
Dude, I'll figure out something, and I'll be there in a heartbeat. If you need to fire me for $90 million, I'll gladly just sit in my house every day.
Yeah.
Collect the check. Right. And the trend, and we also had Primetime basically said, we'll be here very soon in Colorado. I'm like, stop it, Dion. Let's get to the bowl game first.
That's to get ratings up. And the fact that Dion likes to hear himself talk.
Real fast, before we jump on the NFL, I will say right now, I do believe Arkansas will have the tallest receiving core in the SEC.
Yeah.
They landed Brandon Armstrong out of Texas Commerce right in the transfer portal open. And it's going to be rumored today from everybody's been saying, Isaac Tesala, sorry, I don't know how to say his last name, from Hillside, Michigan, which is a D2 school. He's 6'4", 210, is going to be committing to Arkansas. He had offers from Tennessee, Purdue, and Colorado. And apparently he's choosing the Hogs. It was Iowa State, Oklahoma State, Houston, Purdue, Baylor, the U, and Colorado were the schools that were going after him. And he's choosing us. So we're going to be tough. I hope KJ can get the ball. Pray KJ can get the ball on target next year.
Yeah.
Still not impressed with what we've gotten so far. I want more O-line and D-line depth.
Yeah, y'all definitely need more trench help. That's for sure.
And we definitely need defensive back help.
Yes.
Amen to that. But if you look at the transfer portal, you see like Ole Miss landed a guy, the Ole Miss tight, the Memphis tight end. Sorry,
Yeah.
was it Prescorn?
Caden Priestcorn.
And if you look, a lot of people are speculating the reason why he's going to Ole Miss is because his brother is a highly regarded 4-star tight end.
Yep.
And then they can get him in there, get the brother in there, show the brother the ropes, then
yeah,
they have a great shot at getting him. That's smart, but I hate the portal. I'm going to ask you this real fast. What are your thoughts on moving the transfer portal to after spring ball?
I don't hate it. I think it. Well, let me put it like that.
I think it will limit it a lot more.
I think it would too. But then you have to also think the guys that enter the portal and commit to a new school, they only have so few amount of time to apply, get all their stuff ready, because you only have about 6-7 weeks, and you're missing until you're officially enrolled. You're missing all of that summer ball.
Very true.
So, I think it would put a hamper on it for sure. But I think everybody knows that at some point soon the portal is going to be looked at and changed up a little bit. It has to be.
Amen to that. So I know you had a good topic tonight. I'll let you talk about it.
Okay. So on the socials later on Twitter at BDL_podcast and in the comment section, we want to hear from you guys. So and we're going to talk about it here just a little bit too. But who is the greatest college football team of all time? Okay, we're going to give you 5 options. All right. 2001 Miami, 2005 USC, 2019 LSU, 2020 Bama, or 2022 Georgia. Of those 5 teams, who is the greatest team of all time? Because I don't think you can dispute that those are the top 5 teams in some order. So
Sorry,
that's what
went down wrong too.
Yeah, for those of you not watching, Jared just almost died on air.
I felt like it.
But
sorry about that, folks. So sorry. I think so. To me, the 2022 team, I think, is going to come in last, just because we still don't know what their future holds.
Right.
And here's the thing: they didn't play the best team that year.
Exactly.
They didn't play. Everything. I would have loved to see a Bama, and this wasn't even the best Bama team. I would have loved to see a Bama Georgia game this year, but because Bama lost a couple games they shouldn't have lost, we were denied that. To me, my personal opinion, I would say you put the 2020 Bama team fourth. Sorry.
Okay.
So here's the thing: you want to rate it off college success, right?
Yes, college success for that one season.
See,
overall team, top to bottom.
To me, just because the fact they didn't win the national championship, I got to put USC at 3.
Okay.
That USC team was scary good, though. Just listen to some of the guys they had. And granted, the whole season doesn't count because of the Reggie Bush showed Matt Leinart at quarterback. John David Booty, the first guy to ever enroll early in college sports. And Mark Sanchez was a freshman.
Yeah.
Reggie Bush, Lindell White at running backs. Mike Williams at wide receiver. Granted, he had to sit out that year. Patrick Turner, NFL wide receiver. Steve Smith, Dwayne Jarrett. Ryan Khalil. They had and ready for the linebacking core real fast? Brian Cushing, Clay Matthews, Keith Rivers, Ray Magulaga. Sorry, or butcher that. Yeah. I'm sorry. They were, and Cedric Ellis in the defensive tackle spot, dude. They were stacked. So, granted, they didn't win it all, though, but that's the reason why. To me, the number one team is that 2019 LSU team.
We have the exact same word.
Their closest game all year was that Bama game at 5 points.
Yes.
And that was at Bama. There will never be another season like Joe Burrow that year.
Oh, no, absolutely not. And I saw somebody on Twitter make a great point. The fact that every time since 2019, whether it was Bama and 20 or the last two Georgia teams, after every game, they're always compared to who is better, that team or the LSU team.
Now, if we got that Miami team, then play one-on-one, dude, that'd be a great freaking game.
Oh, yes, it would.
Because here's the thing. LSU's offense was so freaking good. Granted, their defense was stout too.
Yeah.
But, dude, listen to this 2001 Miami defense. Ed Reed, Sean Taylor, Jonathan Vilma, DJ Williams, Mike Rumpf, Philip Buchanan, Andre Williams, Vince Wilfork, William Joseph, and Jerome McDougall. That was their starting defense.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know what? They just had 3 starting all-pro NFL running backs, too. Just on out there, too.
Yeah.
Dude, that would be a great game, and I hope they add that on NCAA football 2024.
Oh, that would be incredible.
If they do, that's the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to simulator, neutral site, just let it play out.
Yeah. That would be awesome. I would love that feature.
But I would definitely say you have to put that 2019 LSU team just because they were so stacked all around. And it was how they beat teams. Granted, that 2001 Miami team, they struggled here and there. Granted, we're talking about it's 2 totally different ball games they played.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was we're going to run the ball down your throat, throw it here and there. And that the 2019 season, I mean, Joe Burrow just had completed 77% of his passes for 60 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I mean, and Jamar Chase had 20 receiving touchdowns.
Yeah. I still don't think we'll ever see a genius combination than was Burrow and Joe Brady. Those two together, that offense was just a machine.
I have a question for you. I was going to ask it later, but if you had the choice to get a number 1 wide receiver, would you take Jefferson or would you take Jamar Chase?
Oh, that is a great question. It's almost 1A, 1B. I think I would give a slight edge to Jamar Chase. And I don't have a reason behind that because right now, Jefferson is the best wide receiver in the league.
That's a tough one. I would kind of take Jamar Chase. I think he missed time this year.
He did.
And look what he did last year. He took them over the top. So that's going to tie us into our next segment.
Yep.
What a wild weekend we had.
Yeah.
Let's start off with it. Are you ready? So we ended last season. I'm so happy Mr. DeMar Hamlin is safe.
Yes.
We ended the show right when it happened. Prayers, a magical thing. Thank the good Lord. That's a once-in-a-lifetime play.
Yes.
What's fun, or not funny, but what's weird is Jerry Lawyer tweeted out as soon as it was happening. He goes, he went to cardiac arrest. It's happened to me before.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very common injury in WWE and MMA and UFC.
Yeah.
taking an impact to the chest, getting your heart out of beats. But shout out to that paramedic team right there.
Denny Kellington was the guy that gave him CPR on the field. Literally saved him on Hamlin's life.
I did get screwed. I was playing you, and I had 3 players left down by 30 points.
You did?
I had Josh Allen, Joe Mixon, and Dawson Knox left.
I thought you were about to come back and beat me like a drum.
The people voted for the game to end right there, so I said, I'm a man of my people as a commissioner.
Yeah.
I did see one of the best things though. They did on Madden. They created their teams on Madden and just let them play it out. They did a Madden simulator. The winner moved on. I was like, yeah. I wish I would have done that.
That's genius.
Because hear me out. I dropped 135 points last week in our league. You won the league, but you barely scored 100 points. I'm like,
yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
But hey, man, we had a wild one. No one thought that the freaking Jacksonville. Let's start with that. The Jags. Holy crap!
That just right there, and what Jacksonville has done in 1 year under Doug Peterson shows you how truly incompetent Urban Meyer was at the NFL level.
I don't think Urban Meyer. I think he was just there getting a paycheck. Really.
Yeah, that's very true. But when you almost ruin Trevor Lawrence, that's a special skill. But Doug Peterson, the quarterback whisperer, came back and made Trevor look like the Clemson sunshine he is.
Well, and Josh Dobbs, I think he's earned a spot that he can compete for a job in the NFL. Or at least be a QB2.
Yeah.
The Jags won the division. They're going to the playoffs. Duval is going crazy. We have a driver. He was here the past 2 days at work. He said him and his dad have season tickets. They're like, it's already packed. It's already sold out. There's only standing room available, if that. They have a tough matchup. We'll get into that here in a second. But let's go to the Chiefs Raiders. How about the little ring around the rosy?
That was hilarious. I love that. Just to absolutely mess with that defense. That was incredible.
I feel bad for Raider fans because they went into this year with such high hopes and expectations of Super Bowl bust.
They did.
They only won 6 games, and that was by the grace of God.
Yeah.
The next game I want to get to is the Buccaneers-Falcons. Poor Tom.
Yeah.
I don't think he did not. He came back to make the playoffs, but not like this, losing to a Desmond Ridder team. Granted, he didn't play the whole time anyway, but dude, they are so bad. And you know what? I'll get into it here in a second, but I wouldn't be shocked if Dallas somehow finds a way to choke the Bucs this weekend.
I can see that.
These Bucs are so bad, no one knows why.
Yeah.
Bills Patriots.
Hey, real quick, before we get into the Bills Patriots. Go ahead. Don't be shocked if Tom Brady reunites with Josh McDaniels in Vegas.
I could see that. I could also see him going back home to California.
I could see that too. But from everything I've read, everything I'm hearing, the Raiders owner is pushing hard for Brady.
Well, remember, they had a chance to get him when Gruden was there.
Yes.
But Gruden didn't want him.
Said no. Gruden didn't want him.
How's that working for him now?
Exactly.
So let's jump to the Bills Patriots. Naheem Hines ran the open touchdown. I was going crazy. We all were going crazy in the car.
Beautiful.
I got my picture with him, by the way. Fun fact. Met him in the Charlotte airport. Pretty cool. Really cool guy.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
One thing that is very scares me, and I'll get into a little bit, dude, this Bills offense scares me.
Yes.
It's not
they
consistent.
figured it out.
Like you see last year, Josh Allen was he was not he was very careful with the ball. And you watch him this year, dude, he's forcing everything.
Yeah.
And granted, he had Gabe Davis now fully healthy. Stephon Diggs is playing at an all-pro level. And they're still forcing things left and right. This year, he ended the season with 44 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. No, I'm sorry. I read it wrong. I'm sorry. 35 touchdowns to 14 interceptions. And then he had 36 touchdowns to 15 last year. But the biggest issue is that you could just tell he's forcing so many throws. I know the numbers don't say that, but like he's literally trying to thread the needle in every single throw. I'm like, stop it.
Yeah.
So I'm very nervous when it comes to picking a winner of the Bills, and I'm not the Bills, just how far they'll go. And what also scares me too is guess what they still don't have?
I seriously hate thank you.
They don't have a running game.
They still don't have a run game. No, they don't.
And you cannot win a Super Bowl without being able to run the clock.
Right.
The next game is the Vikings Bears. I didn't really watch this one. I listened to it a little, but the Bears are ecstatic.
Lovie Smith came through
Number one. They ended up getting the number 1 pick. I still think the Vikings are all smoke. They will be a first round. They will be a first round. If not, they'll get blown out round 2.
Absolutely, I fully agree with that.
A lot of it is their defense is still, but is a little wishy-washy. But here's the thing: they're down like their second and third string tackles on offense. They can't run the ball either. Granted, you got Justin Jefferson, Kirk Cousins, T.J. Hawkinson's, and Adam Thielen, and you still can't. Yeah. And with those 4 guys right there, you still can't take pressure off the running game to allow your second and third stringers to allow you to run the ball. Dude, you're not going to go far.
Right.
That's just my honest opinion. Bengals and Ravens. Hear me out. I'm big on the Bengals.
They look good.
So they didn't have Lamar again. A rumor is Lamar will be back this weekend, and we'll get to that here in a second. But dude, this Ravens, they are so bad. And here's the thing: when I saw the record going in the game, I was like listening to it and I heard him say, "Yeah, they're 10-5 or whatever it was." I was like, "No, they're not." I Google it. I'm like, "Holy crap!" Or they're 10-6. I'm like, "Holy crap! They're really 10-6. They've done this all without Lamar."
Yeah.
Bruh.
Right.
But dude, this Bengals team is so freaking scary.
Oh, yeah, they are.
They got a 1-2 punch with Mixon, P-Ron, and they just have so many weapons. And they put that. Remember the offensive line that we were making jokes at middle of the season?
Yep.
They're finally starting to gel. Yeah. Leo Collins is now keeping the dirt off Joe Burrow. Let's talk about the Colts-Texans. The game, basically one of the biggest games everyone's talking about.
Houston doesn't even know how to tank right.
So I am a firm believer this game is the reason why Lovie Smith got fired.
Absolutely.
He had 3 years left on his deal. They are pissed because, hear me out. So it's 4th and 20. Most teams are like, okay, they'll probably say, hey, tank it, do a draw, we'll try to catch him off sides.
Right.
Not off sides, but off guard, sorry.
Right.
So, no, we're going to throw it up. 4th and 20 with like 20 seconds left. Nah, we're just going to throw it up. You have the worst time jump in NFL history, I would believe. The worst time jump in NFL history literally falls into the wide receiver's arms. And you're like, holy crap. No, they're not. I'm sitting here listening. I'm like, dude, they're not about to win this game. Stop it. Then they go for 2, and they get it, and they win, and they lose the number 1 overall pick.
We joked about it off the air. But do you think the fix was in with Lovie Smith?
Because he lost? Yes. Because he won.
Because he won, and which gave his former team, the team that he coached forever in the Bears, gave them the number 1 overall pick.
I don't think he did it for that. But here's the thing. In the words of the great Herm Edwards, you play to win the game.
You do.
And I listened to New Heights, the Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce show. They both have gone on record saying this Houston team is way better than what people give them credit for. They have a lot of fight in them. They want to play. They want to win games. They picked the wrong time to win a game.
Yeah.
Jets, Dolphins, the battle of the second and third stringers.
Yeah.
Didn't even watch it.
No.
It's just funny how bad the Dolphins suck without Tua.
Yeah. There were rumors that they're looking to get rid of Mike Daniels.
Dude, you can't. Okay, so if your quarterback gets hurt, I think that buys you a pass on the year.
Yes, it does. I agree.
And then Panthers Saints, that game really didn't pay any relevance either. So let's skip that. Browns Steelers. Steelers had to win, and a lot had to happen for them to get in. Steelers won, but nothing really happened there.
Right.
Giants Eagles. The Giants literally said, "Yeah, we're resting everybody." Hurts did not look his normal self. If I was them, I still would have waited a week before playing him.
Yeah, I think so too.
Get that locked in, and then that way, no hits on Hurts, nothing.
Yeah.
Let Minshew do a couple magic. You're playing against an entire second string Giants team. Dallas, we had to win, and the Eagles had to lose, and San Fran had to lose. I knew those first two probably weren't going to happen. But what pissed me off was how we lost.
Yeah. Y'all,
once again,
didn't work. Y'all trying.
Dad, we have no weapons on receiving weapons besides CD. We'll go offense heavy in the NFL draft, I believe.
I think so too.
Chargers Broncos. What the crap is going on with the Broncos?
I don't even think they know.
Like, why all of a sudden do you decide to play good football the last couple games of the year?
After your coach gets fired.
Was it the coach or was it the players? More importantly, why is Russell Wilson throwing for 3 touchdowns in back-to-back games and acting like the old Russell Wilson of past?
There's no telling.
Like, what the crap, Russ? First off, shout out to Geno Smith real fast in the Seahawks-Rams games. Well, I know we'll make it fast for you because I don't like seeing your heart break.
I appreciate that, buddy.
Geno Smith earned himself $1 million bonus.
He did.
Playing 80% of the snaps for the year and leading them to the playoffs. And set what he said, the single season passing record for the Seahawks.
Which is insane when you think of all the great years that Russ had. Geno Smith comes in 1 year and sets the franchise record.
Well, the funniest thing is, this guy wasn't even supposed to be the starter. It was supposed to be Drew Lock, and then Drew Lock got bad. It was either flu or COVID to start the year. And then training camp, Geno looked great the first 2 weeks, but Lock was out, and he just ran with it.
Yep.
And then you got Cardinals and 49ers. Ended up having Cliff Kingsbury fired right after signing a massive deal through 2027.
Yeah.
They've given the reign. They're letting Kyler Murray have a great influence on who they hire as next coach. I'm like, stop it. He's not a franchise quarterback.
He's not. No.
And then
I would be shocked if whoever they get to be the coach, and they need a new GM too.
Oh, they're going to fire their GM.
Do what?
They're firing their GM.
Yeah.
There's no way he makes it through this. But let's talk about Purdy Magic. Hey, Starkey, guess what? He's 5-0.
Oh, yeah.
13-4 touchdown interception ratio since being the starter. We will have a quarterback battle next year in San Francisco. There's no way you don't.
No.
I don't think it'll be. I think they'll move Jimmy G this offseason, but it's going to be Trey Lance and Brock Purdy battling for the starting job.
And question with that, because not only was he the number 2, number 3 overall pick.
I think he was 3. Yeah,
they had to move up to get him.
That's right. They traded like a king's ransom with Miami to go get him.
Yes. So let's just say hypothetically, start of the season in training camp, Purdy wins that job. What on earth do you do with Trey Lance?
Let him ride the bench again.
It's one of the most expensive bench riders in history.
Well, it's like Zach Wilson. I think Zach Wilson making more money, and the Jets said he's part of their future. And then you got Zach Wilson saying, if they sign a veteran quarterback, I'm going to make his life a living nightmare next year.
Yeah.
So it's one of the things. And then you got the game of the night. I loved watching this. The Lions and the Packers.
Yes.
I love freaking Dan Campbell and James Williams. Or Jamal Williams. Sorry, Jamal Williams. My bad.
Yes.
Dude, I love him to death. He's broke Barry Sanders' leading all-time or Barry Sanders' regular season rushing record for the Lions. Mm-hmm. They were just so happy just for the fact they knocked the Packers out. That's all the Packers had to do was win and they're in. But then you got Quay Walker with the idiotic ejection.
The stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. That was
DeAndre Swift got hurt. And NFL, the Lions guy literally came running, shoved him a little bit to the side to get to DeAndre Swift, and Walker went.
Just shoved him out of the way.
Shoved him, and because he put his hands on the coaching staff, they reviewed it. That's automatic ejection.
Yeah.
Then you see him crying in the tunnel and all that. But guess what, Starkey? This isn't the first time it's happened all year.
Oh, they said this was the second time he's been ejected from a game.
Week 6. Sunday Night Football against the Buffalo Bills, same thing. He tackled, who was it? I forgot who it was. He made a tackle on the Buffalo Bills sidelines. One of the coaching staff kind of gave him a little love tap to get going, turned around and went, shoved him, ejected for that twice this year.
It doesn't matter how talented you are. You have to be smart. And that's exactly what John blank on the coach's name now for Green Bay.
LaFleur.
Yeah, Matt LaFleur. The NBC cameras
pan over
yelling, "Be smart! You have to be smarter than that."
Well, what the worst thing about that is, not only did he get ejected, he's one of the best 3-4 outside linebackers, if not their best. But you had them stopped on a third down.
Yes, you did.
He gave them the ball on you gave them half the first down, on a 1st and 5.
Yeah.
Come on, first from the 5. Come on, man. So let's jump into NFL wildcard weekend. It's going to be a great weekend. Before we do that, go ahead.
Just a little bit of the ending of that Detroit Green Bay game. And this is going to be speculation from here until we know something for sure. And if we're getting into it a little bit later, just let me know. I'm jumping the gun. But after the game, Jameson Williams goes up to Aaron Rodgers and wants to do a jersey swap.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to get into that.
Aaron Rodgers said, "No, thanks, man. I think I'm going to hang on to this one." Have we seen the last of Aaron Rodgers in the NFL?
I don't think we have.
Really? I think he's done. I think if he doesn't retire, I think he forces his way out of Green Bay.
Here's the thing with Aaron Rodgers, no one knows.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. He could change his mind 14 times from now until the end of the show. And
well, hey, don't forget it. His predecessor or his person he replaced did it 3 times.
Yes, that's very true. That is very true.
Brett Favre did it 3 times, sorry. So I wouldn't put it past Aaron Rodgers to do it. But let's jump into playoff. That's a great one, and that's something we're going to have to monitor going forward. I love that. I totally forgot about that. And how about the Lions fans saying after the game, going crazy, knowing they knocked their rivals out? And like, here's the thing, Jared Goff. They're like, Jared. They were talking to Jared Goff after the game. They're like, Jared, when did y'all find out y'all were eliminated? He said, but right before the game. And he said that motivated us to keep the Packers from going there.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I know people were saying the Lions take quarterback. Dude, Jared Goff has played like Jared Goff has run the job.
Dan Campbell said as much post game. He said he is deserved to be our QB1. Detroit will not be taking a quarterback in the draft.
He had 15 touchdowns in their past 6 games.
Yeah.
You can't replace that. And he owes it all to old Ben Johnson, who's actually getting a lot of buzz right now in the coaching rumors. But if they keep Ben Johnson, keep Jared Goff, and you get more weapons for him, get a tight end, get one more wide receiver. You got a great running back too, and build your defense. Lions are a team to watch out for in the future.
Yeah, they'll be stacked.
But you have the Lions fans saying after the game, and you see Aiden Hutchinson in the post-game interview with NFL channel, does the Lambeau leap with nothing but Lions fans. That's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
One pride, they love it. I'm here for it. So NFL, I could only find one person for the show. It was their playoff predictions.
Okay.
So their projected playoff AFC seedings were the Buffalo Bills at the 1, the Chargers at the 2, Bengals at the 3. That's the only one he's gotten right so far. Colts at 4, Raiders at 5, Chiefs at 6, and Dolphins at 7. He got 2 right.
Yeah.
And this is from NFL.com, Adam Shine. And then the NFC, it was the Green Bay Packers at 1. Missed that. The Rams at 2. Missed that.
Definitely missed
Saints
that.
at 3. Missed that. Eagles at 4. Got them in, but missed it. The Vikings the 49ers at 5. Got them in, but missed where they were. Vikings at 6. Got them in, missed where they were. And the Bucks. But let's get into the first game. Seahawks at 49ers. I'm hammering the Seahawks.
This is going to be an amazing. I think this will be a pretty good game. You're hammering the Seahawks.
I'm sorry, the 49ers. My bad.
Okay, I was like, whoa. Okay.
I'm taking the 49ers. My bad. I saw the S. And I thought the S. I'm like, oh, my bad. But dude, I love Brock Purdy carrying on, and he got so many weapons on offense for the 49ers. You don't know who's going to get the ball.
Yeah.
And their defense is scary.
Yeah.
You rolling with them too?
I agree. What?
You rolling with them too?
Yeah. I mean, the Broncos ship's not coming back to earth yet.
So we got the then we got the Chargers and Jags on Saturday. I'm taking the Chargers because at some point you're like, when are the Chargers ever going to get this together? You got 2 great wide receivers, a great running back, a future all-pro quarterback, and you got Bosa and Khalil Mack rushing your edges. It's going to be a nightmare for Trevor Lawrence all day. I'm taking the Chargers.
Give me the Jags.
Ooh, Duval. I love it.
They've had, from where they were last year to where they are now, I can't remember how many times it's happened, but they're one of the few teams who have ever gone from number 1 overall pick, which they've had the last 2 years.
I say last 2 years they got it.
To playoffs.
I don't think that's ever happened.
So I love how they're playing right now. Doug Peterson is just a guru. Yeah, I'm rolling with the Jags. Give me Duval.
I love it. I'm here for it. The next one, I think this one's going to be a very lopsided. Bills and Dolphins. If Tua doesn't play,
yeah, that game's going to be. That game has the potential to be Georgia TCU quick.
So we were talking about that. We were talking this at work. We do believe Tua's one hit away from being done.
Yes. A lot of people are already calling for him to retire this offseason, just to save the man's health.
So hear me out. It's going to be. I believe I'm pulling up the weather right now in Buffalo for this weekend. But dude, playing in Buffalo playoff time, dude, those people get route or Sunday. The high Sunday is 34. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. So the weather in Buffalo is going to be 24 degrees. Is going to be 28 degrees at kickoff. That's not including the wind chill.
Oh, well, that's shorts and t-shirt weather for people in Buffalo.
Dude,
that's balmy for them.
They're going to be jumping to do tables. Bills, I love Bill. Dude, my goal in life is I have 2 NFL goals. I want to go to Lambeau Field during the and watch a game on the frozen tundra.
Oh, not frozen. Absolutely.
No one wants to go with me for that. My dad said he'll go, but that's a different story for another day. But my next one is I want to go to a Bills game and party with the Bills Mafia. Because they do it right.
You want to tailgate
Oxford does tailgating fun, classy, but Bills fans do it freaking right, man. They're jumping through tables.
That's crazy.
I love it.
Yeah, they're insane.
I love it. I'm here for it. Next one. This one I think could be pretty boring. Defensive battle. Giants Vikings.
Yeah.
I think it's either going to be really close or it's going to be a blowout. I'm taking the Vikings. By blowout.
I like New York story. Brian Daboll early in the year was probably the front runner for Coach of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
Vanilla Vic is just doing his thing. Saquon's back fully healthy. But if Cousins can figure it out, let me ask you this. What time's kickoff?
It is 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. So 3:30 our time.
Kirk Cousins is awful in late games.
Really?
Yes, he's terrible.
I remember reading that now.
I think ultimately, it'll be Minnesota, but give me New York. I think Minnesota wins the game, but I want New York. Give me the G-Man.
That's a bold move. I have a feeling we'll be in the same unison here. Bengals at Ravens. Rumor is Lamar could make his return. Apparently, he still has a lot of swelling in his knee. That's limited if not playing half the majority of the year. I'm taking Bengals, dude. This Bengals team is hot at the right time, just like they were last year.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's Lamar Jackson or Clark Kent himself. It doesn't matter. Give me Cincinnati.
The next one, and the one that scares me the most, just because I know my team's history is, and who we're freaking playing, man. Cowboys, Bucks. So did you know Tom Brady has the same amount of playoff wins as the Cowboys' entire history? 35 apiece.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. I saw that. I was trying to find the stats on my phone here. I thought I screenshot it, but I couldn't find it. Tom Brady had 35 playoff wins. The Dallas Cowboys have 35 playoff wins as an organization.
That's insane. I don't know how they pulled it off. Tom Brady pulled a rabbit out of whatever hat he was wearing. but they figured it out at the right time.
Well, they lost. Dude, that's because the NFC South sucks.
That's very true.
They
That
won
is a
the
great
division
point.
with a losing record, and they're hosting a playoff game. Another thing that scares me too is Dallas is 0-2 in their past 2 games against the Bucks. I think we'll win, but it's just because it's Tom Brady that scares me. And it's the Cowboys.
I want Dallas to win just because I'm sick of Brady. 2 in your last 2. I think y'all are due one. Give me Dallas.
Let's go. Real fast, we're moving to NFL. What is your big prediction? Who's your Super Bowl favorite to win?
Super Bowl favorite right now is still Kansas City.
That's a good one. I'm taking the Bengals.
Okay. That's fair.
I love the Bengals. I'm here for it. That's my favorite team to win it.
I love what Buffalo's done this year, and obviously the DeMar Hamlin storyline with his health progressing and home back in Buffalo now is awesome. But I think the AFC Championship game will ultimately be Kansas City, Cincinnati.
Dude, that's going to be another great game.
That's going to be an amazing game.
Before we get to the NFL, I meant to get this earlier, but I texted my dad, who's a lifelong Chiefs fan. Sent him a video this morning. I said, "Hey, Morris, the Stroud rule, you know about that?" He said, "Yeah." So it goes back to Morris Stroud was drafted in 65 to the Kansas City Chiefs. He was a 6'10" tight end, right?
Uh-huh.
So what he was primarily drafted for were special teams purposes, starting on the field goal team.
Okay.
You know what his rule was, or what his job was?
Was he a gunner?
He was not a gunner. He was on the field goal block team.
Okay.
Do you know what his main objective was?
Was he coming off the edge of the block?
He was not. His goal was to block a punt.
Okay.
Hank Stram had the idea. I'm sorry, I was 69. I'm sorry. To line him up, you know where to block the kick, not the side. Hank Stram had the idea to line him up in front of the goalpost. You got to think back then, the goalposts, where were they? They were in the front of the end zone.
Yeah, they were in the front of the end zone.
So he's 6'10" with over a 7-foot wingspan. They would have him just stand there and just jump straight up and try to block the kick, block the field goals.
Like a center in the paint.
Yes.
I love that.
So I texted my dad this, and I said, "Hey, Stroud rule, you know about that?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah." I was at games where he did that and watched it on TV.
That's amazing.
He goes, it was a penalty. They made it a penalty after that, where if a player stood in front of the goal and blocked the kick when it was coming down through the goalpost, the team automatically got awarded 3 points.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's why the Stroud rule is into effect.
Okay.
He was 6'10", tight end. I said, was he any good besides Morris Stroud? So I said, Dad, was he any good besides that? He said, not really. He said he was really just good in the end zone. He was a red zone mismatch. He only had 7 career touchdowns.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he didn't have the best career. But let's jump into
NBA.
NBA.
To my next question. I'm looking at
go ahead.
What?
Go ahead real fast before we jump to NBA. I'm here for it.
Which I'm looking now and I'm not seeing anything. Could be coincidence. Is there any relation between him and CJ?
No.
Okay. That was
Morris is from Miami.
Okay.
Gotcha. And died in Kansas City. And CJ, I think CJ's from California.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
There's no correlation to it. So I love my dad just filling me with all these facts. I love it.
That's awesome.
He's worse than me in some cases. But and then just to our next segment. So I got a phone call from Mitch while we're doing our ad read here, folks. Please use Mitchell James with Porch to Patio Home Inspections. We use him whether you're buying or getting ready to sell your home. Realtors use him. Found a fact, folks. He's good in both Mississippi and Tennessee. He's willing to travel both those states.
All right.
But I can still go no higher than a 15% discount. Folks, he's very busy. He's got people blowing him up on the weekends. Use him find him on Facebook at Mitchell James or Porch to Patio Home Inspections on Facebook. Message him. Get your appointment scheduled today.
Yep.
Do it, Starkey.
Call Mitch.
Hey! Love it. Here for it. Since our last show, All-Star voting has come out.
Yes, it has.
Real fast, let's jump. Biggest takeaway is Ja is not going to be a starter this year. I think we all knew that. His one chance is an injury to Steph or an injury to any guard that's going to be a starter. He has a chance to become a starter.
Definitely Luka, more than likely.
That's his only chance to become a starter.
Yeah.
The biggest takeaways and what kind of in my mind that pissed me off the most is the Warriors having 6 guys.
Yes.
Because they play in a major market and it's the fan voting. And I hate fan voting. Because you look at it, Jaren deserves to be an All-Star. He's averaging.
Absolutely.
He's at what is it? Let me pull up his numbers real fast. He's playing lights out lately, but it's just the fact he deserves it. And I truly believe to this day, if Desmond Bane didn't go down, Desmond Bane would be in the All-Star game right now too.
I agree.
When he went down, he was averaging 24 points a game.
Yeah. Jaren's
averaging 17, 6, and 3.5 blocks, 3.5 to 4 blocks a game.
That's insane. That's just mind-blowing.
And he's fun to watch.
Yes.
A big takeaway for me, who should be higher, is Lauri Markkanen.
Okay.
He came in at 7 on the Western Conference front court.
Yeah.
Dude, this guy is the Flying Dutchman.
Yes. Oh, that's actually a great nickname. I heard that.
Thank you.
Well done, sir.
Dude, he deserves to be there. I mean, I think he'll make it because of the coaches vote.
Yeah.
But dude, he deserves it. This guy, I think he should be a starter over Zion. And we'll do our predictions here in a second. But do you have anybody that sticks out to you on the Western side? Can I just say I love it how Kyrie's leading the West or the East?
Yeah.
All that scrutiny. I think the biggest battle you have to me to who is going to be a starter is the Eastern Conference front court. You got KD, which luckily, or not luckily, but unfortunately, KD's out with an MCL sprain. So Tatum's going to get the start.
Yeah.
Or should get the start. So you got KD, Giannis, Embiid, and Tatum. Those are your top 4. That's a tough 4 right there to pick 3. That is a tough 4.
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now as well. If you had to, who would you pick between the 3? Okay, with a healthy KD, who would you pick?
Giannis for sure.
Yep.
Embiid.
Yep.
And I call me crazy, and that's because I've been voting for him every single day. Tatum.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
Tatum is literally one. I think Tatum is behind Luka and Jokic. I think he's the 3rd best odds to win MVP this year.
Yeah.
Let's jump into the
Grizzlies. Is my Giannis. I've been voting Giannis every time.
Okay, so who would you pick out of those 4, or out of those 3? Or out of those 4
I'm right there with you. I bring KD off the bench. It would be, he would hate it. He would go berserk. But I think you nailed it. You got Giannis, Embiid, and JT. So yeah, I'm right there with you.
And plus, I'm getting tired of the same captains every year in it.
Yeah, I am too.
It's either LeBron, Steph, LeBron, KD, and right now, if it ended today, it'd be LeBron, KD.
Yeah.
I just hope this year Ja will actually ball out. I hope and I pray so. The next thing I want to talk to you is about we are in a 7-game winning streak.
Yes. The Grizzlies are killing it right now.
And the best thing is we're doing this with guys resting.
Yes.
Like BC's, I believe BC is just resting his hip. It's a little sore, but they're taking their time with it. Josh missed the past couple games, just hip management, injury management. They're saving it for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Bane's now playing back to back. But dude, after watching last night's game, you cannot look me in the eyes and tell me Desmond Bane is not back. The flyby king is back.
Yes, 100%.
And we knew it was only going to be.
We missed him.
We were all worried about how long it was. Both me and you knew it was only going to be a matter of time before he got back.
Yep.
To his full self.
And he's there.
I didn't know when it was going to happen because the guy was off a month and a half.
Right.
And you got to think the way how he plays his game, he stops and goes, picks, pops, stops. That's a lot of pressure on your feet. It can throw you off a little.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just so glad. DB's starting to buy into that role of, hey, defensive guy, pissed off.
Yeah.
He's shooting the ball less. And Jaren, oh my gosh.
We're talking about off the air right now. Tribb is the front runner for Defensive Player of the Year. The award he should have won last year.
So his past 5 games, let me read them to you. The Kings, 14, 7, and 3 blocks. Okay?
Okay.
Shot 50% from 3. The Hornets, 17 points, 33% from 3, 8 rebounds, 3 blocks. The Magic, 31 points, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks. The Jazz, 19 points, 40% from 3, 8 rebounds, 5 blocks. Spurs, 16 points, 50% from 3, 5 blocks. Unicorn.
If he keeps this up, it's only a matter of time it's only a matter of time until Tribb becomes the all-time blocks leader for the Grizzlies.
All time for just the Grizzlies. Boy, I'm talking about so far this season, he's got 80 blocks.
Yeah. He's already moved into fifth all time for the franchise. I believe he just passed Debo a couple games ago.
Hakeem Olajuwon's it's the all-time block leader at 3,830. How many does Jaren have all time? Let me look that up real fast. But dude, this Grizzlies team is so good. And listen to this: Tillman hasn't really played more than 5 minutes here and there since the 12th of December.
Yeah.
The same game since the Kings, Hornets. The past 5 games, he's been playing about 17 minutes. He's averaging almost a double-double every time he plays.
Right.
Besides that Kings game, 10-6, 6-8, 9-9, 9-7. Dude, he's the pro's pro. Most guys would be pissed he's not. He's a 4th-year guy. He sees what Bane doing. He was drafted behind, 4 spots behind. He played a lot his rookie year. He's falling down. He's playing in the G League.
Mm-hmm.
Gets a lot of DMPs.
Yeah.
That doesn't bother him.
Complete pun intended. He's become the X factor the last few games.
And that's what I love about this team most. And I'll get into it in a second. This team chemistry is so freaking high.
Yes.
You can tell they love each other and they love playing together.
Yes.
They know their roles. They know what they're supposed to do. Everyone is bought in. And I keep talking myself out of it. But I think this is the year we go over the hump and go to the finals.
Man, I hope so. We just need to.
I think it's going to come down to us and the Nuggets. You're playing
That'd be great. That'd be a great series.
You're playing some of your best ball right now. You're literally tied for first place. You're just because of the record, the season matchup. You're behind it. You're literally 2 seed right now.
Yeah.
You're building ground with the Zion out now in the division, and Luka. Dude, speaking of that, Luka, dude, they suck without him. By the way, rolled his ankle the other day. Thunder just trounced them.
Yep.
They suck without Luka. And I want to ask you another show. I'll be thinking about it for next week. When did they hit the rebuild button around Luka? The core they have sucks. I was reading that they may be trading Christian Wood by the trade deadline. And that leads me into my next thing, Starkey.
Yes.
One of the scariest. We're a month away from NBA trade deadline.
Yep.
And this is one of the funnest times of the year and stressful times of the year. Because do you want to break up team chemistry for one of these top teams? Do you want to try to go over that hump on a swing to see if a player can take you to that next level? Like we did with Jeff Green that year.
Right.
He did nothing for us.
No.
Do you try to do that this year? I asked you to play GM here in a second, but your honest opinion right now, gun to your head, do you make a move?
No. I don't think you do. Team chemistry it's one of the things that doesn't show up on a stat sheet, but it is just as important as anything that happens on the court with the actual game. And like you said, this team chemistry right now is second to nobody. I don't think they pull off a trade. I really don't.
But just one thing real fast. We were driving to Indiana on Thursday night before we get to your GM, you're going to find that I didn't tell you because I was saving it. We were driving up and we were listening to it on the Magic announcers on Thursday night. And you could just hear that they were so in awe of Ja, Desmond, DB, Jaron. They were in awe. I'm listening to Pete Pranica and all them right now, Eric Hasseltine. And then you hear him saying, yeah, we're just not getting the calls because the Grizzlies are a veteran team. I'm like, what? They keep going about the Grizzlies are such this great veteran team. I'm like, you do realize our team's average age still can't rent a car without paying the fee.
Exactly.
I was like, I get y'all are like 2 years younger than us average-wise, but I was like, bruh, come on now.
Right.
We have one guy over 30 on the roster. Yeah. Stop it.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny just listening to hearing them saying how the Grizzlies are a veteran team. And I love hearing that, though.
Yeah.
It's funny, and I love it. So I asked you to play GM.
All right.
I said, hey, if you're a GM, if you're our man Zach, what are some trades you would make to try to take us to that guaranteed championship level? I said, no hold bars, whatever you want to do.
All right. I've got 2 of them.
Oh, gosh, I'm excited. I don't know them, folks. I'm nervous.
Yeah. So I told him I had 2, but he's hearing these for the first time in real time. So trade number 1, okay? The Grizzlies give up Danny Green, Jake LaRavia, and Zaire Williams.
Ooh, okay.
To the Raptors for OG Anunoby.
I'm not mad with that. What is the win difference looking at?
I believe it was Grizz +2.
One issue with that is I love that. I think OG's a great player. Is you're giving up your future right there at the wing position.
Yeah.
You're giving up Z and LaRavia, both 2 good shooters. But I like it. OG, I think that definitely does take you to the next step. And that would move DB to your 6 man.
Yes, it would.
Something I think we both agree he would thriving.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
That's a good trade. I love that. I hope trade 2 is more chaotic. I know you're in for one.
Yeah, it's a little bit more chaotic. This one is definitely
go.
more. This was definitely more of a pipe dream.
Okay.
So the Grizz give up Danny Green, Dylan Brooks, Xavier Tillman.
No.
And a 2024 first.
Okay, not bad.
To the Bulls for DeMar DeRozan.
Jesus. That's not a bad trade.
And again, I think the trade differential was Grizz +2.
I like the OG one more because I think he helps you out more with the floor spacing and the defense. Okay. The DeMar one, just because DeMar's the mid-range king.
Yeah.
We both know that. He is the mid-range king. Trade, dude, I'm excited for trade. I love those trades. And if we could do one, I keep hearing more. If we do one, it's going to be the OG Anunoby trade. I saw Bleacher Report has us the other day as a favorite to get Fred VanVleet. I'm like, what? No.
I saw it today. Not the article, but I toyed with the idea of pulling one off for VanVleet, but I decided against it.
So my issue is like, okay, but he literally just turned down a 6-figure deal.
Yeah.
He turned down $100 million deal from the Raptors. He wants the bag.
He does.
Dude, you're literally getting him for half a season. I'm like, I don't think he takes you that next level. I'm like, what are you going to do? Run him with Tyus? Because Bleacher Report had us keeping him and Tyus and Ja. I'm like, you're about to get destroyed defensively.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm more intrigued to see kind of what some of these like what would the Lakers do?
And that's a whole another deal.
So we're gonna save this for next week on the show, I think, too, if we can.
Okay.
Just some of what these teams are gonna do.
I dropped an article yesterday about LeBron.
I have to read that, dude. I don't know what they're gonna do. You better see a lot of teams, like, for example, like Detroit. Boban's probably gonna get traded. Detroit's looking for assets.
Yep.
You're going to see a lot of these teams that are literally going to say go all in for Victor.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Hear me out. Low key, I wouldn't be mad if we make a trade for the Spurs for Doug McDermott.
I would love that, actually.
I loved McBuckets since
bring Doug McBuckets to Memphis. I'm here for it.
He's a floor spacer. He's a veteran. He's not the scorer he was supposed to be coming out of college, but
right.
I'm excited for it. We have a busy week for Grizzlies. The games try to keep the winning streak going. We end our series with the Spurs. We had 3 games in 4 nights, 2 with the Spurs. We had a game break in between. So I'm ready for it. I think it's going to be fun. We got the Spurs tomorrow night, Pacers, Suns, and then the Cavaliers. I think at best you go 3-1. Worst you go 2-2.
Yeah, anything below 2-2 is a problem.
I think the one loss I think we both kind of can agree with is the Cavs.
Yeah.
But hey, I would not put it past the Grizzlies to win that one though.
I would love to beat the Cavs. I think that'd be a statement win.
I do have one final fact to wrap up the show for tonight, unless you have anything else you're going to wrap up.
Yeah, just a quick update, but go ahead.
Go with your update.
Oh, I was just going to say before we end, obviously this week everyone was concerned, praying for DeMar Hamlin. All the reports are that he's doing great, but somebody else in the NFL world needs our thoughts and all the prayers he can get to. Mr. Peyton Hillis. He is in ICU right now. Those of y'all that don't know, he was at the beach with his family. his 2 kids started drowning. He jumped in the ocean.
Saved some adults too.
Oh, he did? Okay, see, I didn't even hear that. I just heard
It
the
was
kids.
kids and adults. It was his kids and 2 adults.
Okay, see, I hadn't heard about the adults. Jumped in, saved their lives, and right now he's in ICU, coughing up sand. I believe I heard his kidneys are starting to lose function. So it's not right now. It's not looking good for Peyton Hillis. So pray for Peyton if y'all would. I know he and his family would really appreciate it. Prayer works. Obviously, it worked for DeMar. God is good, y'all. So pray for Peyton and the Hillis family if y'all would.
Amen to that. I got his jersey in my closet. Beat out Michael Vick for the Madden cover. I'm here for it. Peyton, great guy. Saved his kids, saved 2 people at the beach. Remember him in your thoughts and prayers. Next thing I want to end the show on the SEC dominance in the bowl games. They beat the Big 12 champion, Big 12 runner-up, Big 10 runner-up, ACC champion, 204, a combined score 204 to 48.
It just means more.
It means freaking more.
It just means more.
Next week, I think we'll have an even better show. We'll have divisional round of NFL season coming up. More NBA news. All-Star voting round 2 will be going on. More trades from Starkey, of course. I know he's excited for that.
Yes, sir.
Then you got John Calipari being rumored to Texas.
Texas, yes. That's a big deal. So
Orange down. We'll get basketball into this next week again for college. I think we'll have a great show in store for everybody next week.
Yeah. Don't forget, let us know in the comments. Rank your top 5 college football teams of all time and vote on the Twitter poll. It will be up shortly.
Well, if it's going to do us for night, folks, y'all be safe out there.
Y'all be good.
Easy. Who day?